Welcome to Shareable Parables. I'm Debbie Boone, and this is my husband, Gabri, and our daughter, Tessa.
In our family, the Bible is very important. We especially enjoy the stories Jesus told his followers. They're called parables.
Today's parable is called The Prodigal Son, although I think it's as much a story about the father.
Daddy, what does prodigal mean?
It means wasteful.
Why'd they call it that?
You'll see, only we tell it a little differently.
Different how?
Well, for one thing, it's called the Prodigal Pelican. Some days are everyday kinds of days, and some days are change your life forever kinds of days. Percy the Pelican was about to encounter the second kind. He was doing his chores on the farm when, floosh, a sign caught his eye and Badar hit him right in the face. Whap! Just like that, Percy was totally enchanted with the mysterious city of Badar. In a flash, he packed and went to tell Papa Bird his news.
I saw a sign, Papa. It said, "Come to Badar." So I'm leaving the farm.
Percy, said Papa, just because you saw a sign doesn't mean you have to do what it says. Brother Bird overheard. If you ask me, he's looking for a way out of doing his chores. Brother Bird was often angry at his brother for daydreaming.
Papa, you know I've always dreamed of far-off places. I won't be happy until I know what's out there. Come on, Papa, please, give me my inheritance now so I can go to Badar.
Brother Bird was furious with Percy. Don't give him anything, Papa. He's always had a wild, selfish heart. Lock him in his room. Papa considered Brother Bird's words. He knew that wild hearts often get broken. He wished his son could be content with his peaceful life on the farm. He turned to Percy and said softly, "I cannot make you stay if you want to go, but I must tell you the world can be cruel and the world can be cold."
Oh, that's not true, Papa. It's beautiful out there. The sign said so.
Papa Bird sighed and said, "Perhaps someday your heart will lead you back home."
Does that mean I get the money?
Papa pulled a golden chest from the shelf. It was full of beetles and bugs and dried fish, which in Pelican terms was a fortune. Papa gave Percy several chests just like this one. Percy was now a very rich bird. Papa also gave Percy a very beautiful, bright, golden ring. "My father gave me this ring, and now I give it to you. It is a sign that you are my son." The son took the ring, and the son put it on, the son whose heart was already gone. Percy loaded his treasure onto 2 carrier pigeons. "Hey, Morph," said the fat one, "my back is killing me."
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna spend my money so fast that your load will be lighter in no time at all. Goodbye, Papa. Bye-bye, Papa.
Papa sadly waved goodbye to his son, who was on his way to becoming the Prodigal Pelican. Finally, Percy reached Badar. The city looked exotic and exciting, just as the sign had said. Odd-shaped structures jutted out in all directions. Luxurious bird dwellings dangled high above the city streets.
I want to live in one of those fancy bird cages. Oh, but first I want to eat.
As Percy looked down, he saw a large fish jumping out of a fountain.
All right, free lunch. Oh, Papa was wrong about the world being a cruel place.
Percy's first encounter with Badar knocked him senseless. He sat in the fountain trying to remember where he was.
Where am I?
An unexpected voice answered.
Greetings, traveler. You are in the most deliciously decadent city in the world. Here, the most beautiful of creatures congregate to shop, play, dine, and enjoy wild living.
Percy found himself staring into a pair of dazzling green eyes.
Welcome to Badar, where your money can buy you love, joy, and lots of friends. I, Lorenzo the Image Maker, am prepared to be your first friend.
Well, gee, thanks. I'd like that. Papa always says you can't have too many friends.
Percy was proud that such a distinguished-looking bird was eager to befriend him.
Gather your fortune and come to my studio. I will get you out of those wet clothes and into a whole new image. You won't even know yourself when I get through.
Really? Do you promise?
Percy couldn't wait to become someone else. He and his carrier pigeons followed Lorenzo through the streets of Badar. Soon everyone in the city was talking about the rich bird who fell out of the sky. Lorenzo rushed Percy and his money through the streets and up the grand staircase to his studio. Lorenzo's was the place to shop for incredible clothes. His studio was packed with racks and racks of the latest fashions. The mannequins were draped in sequins, jewels, and fine furs. Percy was fascinated with a mannequin in the center of the studio.
Wow, this one looks incredibly real.
Suddenly, the mannequin reached out and tweaked Percy's beak.
What was that?
Bellowed Lorenzo, who had never heard such a sound.
My beak. It's done that ever since I was a kid. And that mannequin tweaked it.
The mannequin was Lorenzo's assistant, Fellini the mole.
Fellini, keep your hands to yourself. He's a paying customer.
Lorenzo turned to Percy and got right down to business.
I, Lorenzo the Image Maker, transform the ordinary into the divine. Of course, it costs extra for pelicans. Oh, I don't care what it costs.
Lorenzo's eyes glowed.
Good.
With the push of a button, up popped the new image book. Lorenzo then explained the process.
Fellini, my assistant, will select 3 looks at random. Since all of my customers are satisfied with the first one, I'm sure that in a matter of minutes, you will be out on the street with your exquisite new look.
Lorenzo and Fellini went to work.
A night? Well, it's just not. Well, I don't think I like it. Do I?
Lorenzo tried to be patient.
No problem. You'll love the next one. Voila!
Exclaimed the image maker.
A girl? I don't think so.
Lorenzo was getting perturbed at having to work so hard.
Some birds are never satisfied.
They attempted the 3rd look.
Howdy, partner. Well, I don't think I like it.
Lorenzo exploded.
Picky, picky, picky! This time you must take whatever look fate gives you.
At that moment, Lorenzo spotted a magazine. Although Percy never knew it, the photo on the cover became the inspiration for his new look.
I've got it!
Exclaimed Lorenzo. With a flurry of colors and scissors and combs, Lorenzo gave Percy a look that was almost all his own. Percy could not believe his eyes.
Are you sure the bird in the mirror is me?
The image maker smiled.
At Lorenzo's, you become the bird you've always wanted to be. That will be $21,575.
When Percy stepped out of Lorenzo's studio, a huge crowd had gathered. Badarians of all colors had been waiting for hours to get a glimpse of Lorenzo's latest creation. Gasps of admiration could be heard when he emerged, for the new Percy sparkled and flashed like the bright midday sun. "I love you, Percy!" shouted a flamingo. Everyone clapped and cheered.
Lorenzo was right. Just look at all my new friends.
A fashionable female pushed her way through the crowd. The minute she laid eyes on Percy, she made a vow.
That big golden bird is going to be mine, right down to his very last black beetle dime.
Gertie had birdies who hung by her side. They all looked at Percy with greed in their eyes. Gertie stepped forward out of the crowd and said,
Hi, I'm Gertie the bird. I'm a real fancy girl. Since you're loaded with bugs, shall I show you the world? Give Gertie an answer, okay, honey child?
Oh, good golly, yes, Gertie. Oh, that would be wild.
Percy held out his arm to Gertie. She grabbed on tightly and led him to the most expensive part of town.
Oh, if Brother could see this bird on my arm, he'd wish he were here instead of on that boring old farm.
While Percy was having a big time in Badar, Brother Bird worked extra hard doing his chores, plus Percy's. Papa Bird stood at the gate wishing his son had never left home. Home was the last place on Percy's mind. Gertie was all he could think about. She took him down to Burdeo Drive.
Buy whatever you want, sweetheart.
Okay.
Just then, a cat with a sly grin got Gertie's attention.
Miss, he purred, a lady like you deserves one of these fine watches.
He opened his coat. Gertie was dazzled by the elegant assortment of gold watches.
Buy me that one, Percy,
she said, grabbing the pelican by his beak. His beak made such a loud blast, the cat jumped 10 feet into the air. Gold watches scattered all over the street. Your beak makes quite a tweak, hissed the cat. Gertie was appalled.
Sorry, it's done that ever since I was a kid.
To get her mind off the beak tweaking incident, Percy bought her everything in sight. The cat, who was delighted, handed Percy a card.
If you ever find yourself in Cat Town, this will come in handy.
Percy stuck the card in his pocket. He quickly discovered that the more he bought her, the more she loved him. So he kept buying her more.
Don't be shy, darling. Just name what you want and I'll buy it.
Goody! I want some silver dip feathers and a jewel-covered chest, 10 boxes of chocolates. Oh, and yes, a gold-plated nest.
It was the happiest day of Percy's life. Gertie loved him, and everyone in town was his friend.
Percy,
said Gertie.
how about you taking me and a few of our friends to dinner?
Why, sure. Anything for the love of my life.
Soon he, Gertie, and 50 of their dearest friends were seated at the most exclusive restaurant on Burdeo Drive. "Dinner is served," said the head waiter in grand style.
Don't we need to see a menu first?
The waiter looked at Percy with disdain. "If you need to see a menu, sir, then you cannot afford to be here."
Right. I laugh at the thought of seeing a menu.
said Percy, trying to laugh. An army of waiters presented every course with a flair. Course number 1, sautéed fish tongue. Course number 2, cucumber stew. Course number 3, snails with mixed greens. Course number 4, octopus wrapped around fresh apple cores. This went on and on and on and on and on until the final course. Course 33, flaming birdseed jubilee. The head waiter presented the bill. Percy gulped.
15,999 bugs plus tax and a big tip.
Percy decided he'd better talk to Gertie about all the money she was spending. But Gertie talked first.
How about a party at your place?
She cooed. Percy looked puzzled.
Well, I haven't bought a place yet.
I hope you don't mind, Percy Worsey. I rented us, you, the fanciest bird cage in town, 'cause you're the best bird in town.
Gertie says I'm the best. Let's party!
Within the hour, Gertie had turned Percy's new penthouse into the ultimate party room. Gertie was his queen. They danced and laughed and sang. Percy had never been so happy in his entire life. As the official party king of Badar, Percy presided over glorious festivities that went on for days and days. There were games, toys, food, and delicious drinks for everyone.
May the fun never stop. I'm giving up sleep. Every day is a party. Life is sweeter than sweet.
On the 14th day of the party, Gertie asked Percy for money to pay for the chocolate-covered ants she'd ordered. Percy called for his carrier pigeon.
Give Gertie some bugs to pay for the ants.
Sorry, boss. No more bugs. You're broke. The music stopped. There was a moment of deathly silence in the room, followed by the crashes and bangs of his friends grabbing what was left of the food and drinks. They fought over Percy's games and they took his toys. Soon, all the friends were gone. Only Gertie remained. She was gobbling down the chocolate-covered ants she'd snatched from the delivery bird.
You're not leaving me too, are you, my Gertie birdie?
Gertie looked down at Percy, her face smeared with chocolate.
You bet I am.
You mean you only love me for my money?
You finally got it.
She spotted the gold ring on Percy's finger.
I'll take that too, honey.
No, not Papa's gold ring.
But it was too late. Gertie was gone. Even his carrier pigeons were gone. For the first time in his life, Percy was all alone.
My pockets are bare. My heart's split in two. My friends have all gone. I don't know what to do now that Gertie's taken off with Papa's gold ring. I'm not his son anymore. I'm not anything.
Percy was so sad that all he could do was sit on the sidewalk and cry. The more he cried, the sadder he became.
I'd give anything to be home right now.
But Percy was too ashamed to go home and tell Papa Bird that all his money was gone.
Papa would hate me if he knew what I'd done. I can never go home now.
If Percy had only known his father still waited by the gate for him to come home, he might have found the strength to fly away from Badar. Instead, he stayed. Every day, home seemed farther and farther away. One day, Lorenzo passed by. He was so rich that he no longer needed to walk.
Lorenzo, it's me, Percy.
He did not recognize Percy, whose splendid clothes had turned to rags.
You know me. I paid you a fortune for a new look. Well, the look's not working anymore. I need your help.
Lorenzo didn't want anything to do with a ragged street bird.
The only place for a loser bird like you is Cat Town. The cats might give you a job if they don't eat you first. Although you smell so bad, the cats might leave you for the rats.
Lorenzo signaled for his servants to move on down the street.
Lorenzo is right. I am a loser bird. I'll wander down to Cat Town and try to find some work.
Percy was too weak to fly, and he barely had the strength to walk. He stumbled through the streets of Badar on his wobbly legs, heading for Cat Town, where it was always dark and spooky. Lightning flashed in the sky above the Ferris wheel that went round and round in the center of Cat Town. The hissing and shrieking of unseen creatures echoed through the night. Crouching cats stared at him from secret nooks and crannies. Percy was paralyzed by the eerie glow of their eyes.
I don't think this place is safe. Maybe I'll just turn around and go back the other way.
A huge cat with bright orange stripes pounced in front of Percy and hissed, "There are no other ways. Once a birdie comes to Cat Town, the birdie always stays." Horrified, Percy turned to run. It was too late for escape. He was trapped in a circle of bizarre-looking cats. They were carnival cats. "Let's take him to the boss." They took him, and none too gently. The boss, a fat tabby, held court under the Ferris wheel.
Look what the cat's dragged in. Is it dead or alive? Smells mostly dead to me.
I'm alive, but just barely. I need food. Please, I'll do anything. I'm willing to work hard.
Work? How interesting. I don't believe we've ever had a bird work in Cat Town. But we have had them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
A black cat who worked for the boss crept forward to get a closer look at the strange bird.
You're the cat who was selling watches on Burdeo Drive. You told me this would come in handy. Look, here's the card you gave me.
Rats. He's got a get out of Cat Town free card. Go home before we eat you for lunch.
Percy just stood there looking at the floor.
I don't have a home. Go ahead and eat me for lunch.
Percy was so pathetic that none of the cats wanted him for lunch. They didn't know what to do with him. "Hey, boss, I have an idea," said the black cat. He stuck out his paw and tweaked Percy's beak, which let out the most incredible squeak. Then he did it again. Each time, the pelican's beak made a different sound.
See? Grinned the cat. The bird's got talent.
Percy felt like a freak.
It's done that ever since I was a kid.
You have a rare gift.
Because I'm a cat who admires talent, you can stay with the carnival or use your card and fly home free. Well, I don't have a home, and I'm too tired to fly.
Percy slowly, sadly tore up his Get Out of Cat Town free card.
You're mine now.
The cats dressed him in a clown suit and put him in the freak show on the edge of Cat Town. The boss put the black cat in charge of the show. Step right up and pay your money. 1 tweak for a mouse. It's hysterically funny. Cats lined up for miles to take their turn with the freak. Percy looked down at the ground while they tweaked his poor beak. Life became dark and colorless for Percy. He did not know whether it was day or night.
I thought I was smart, but I'm a fool. It turns out I'm a freak. Papa's right, the world can be cruel. I should have stayed home where I had it all. Now my inheritance is gone, and I've got nothing to show. I can't believe I've fallen so low.
It was winter in Bidar. Percy was cold. Papa Bird was cold too, even though he sat at home in front of a warm, crackling fire. In his heart, he said a prayer for his son to come home. One night, as Percy slept in his cage all alone, a voice on the wind whispered, "Percy, come home."
How can I leave? I'm trapped. I'm a slave.
The wind gently opened the door of his cage, but Percy would not come out. Shaking with fear, he clung to the bars of his cage. The wind grew stronger and more fierce, shaking Percy loose.
Help! Help me!
Percy screamed as he plunged toward the ground.
I want to go home! Papa!
The wind caught him right before he hit the ground, lifting him out of Cat Town and up toward the bright, starry sky. The wind gently set Percy down on a hill. He stood there all night, perfectly still, looking down on the home he had come to love so well.
What am I thinking? Papa will never recognize me looking like this. And I don't have his gold ring to prove I'm his son. I should never have come back.
When the sun came up, Percy was still there, looking down at the house. Papa Bird stepped outside, looked up, and saw a bird standing on the hill. The skinny bird was dressed in rags. "Percy?" whispered Papa. "It can't be Percy. He's dressed in rags," said Brother. "I know my son when I see him," said Papa as he went racing up the hill on his old crooked legs. Percy fell on his face before his father.
I'm not worthy to be your son anymore, Papa. I lost your ring.
Papa Bird took Percy in his arms. A ring is a ring, but a son is a son. Welcome home, son. As they walked down the hill, Percy told his father everything that had happened to him in Bidar. He was afraid that once Papa knew the truth, he would send him away again. But Papa not only welcomed him home with open arms, he cooked him an incredible feast. Percy went to his brother, who refused to join the celebration. Brother Bird was not ready to forgive him, and he went to his room and shut the door. Papa Bird said, "Give him some time, Percy. He'll come around." Soon the feast was cleared away and music began to play. Everyone laughed and danced and sang far into the night. Later, when everyone had gone home, Papa Bird and Percy sat down by the fire.
Ah, it's good to be home.
Remember, my son, Papa said, you're never alone. No matter what you do or where you go, you can always come home.
Or visit when you're dreaming.
Your friends will tell you stories, and your heart